Hello. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all alright. It's that time again. I ain't done it for ages, and that's having a look at the old comments. I haven't had a look at comments in a video for ages now, so I thought, why not? It's a nice Saturday morning. Let's have a look at some comments, shall we? Also, we need to have a look at this. This is how many subscribers we have. We have 12,680 subscribers now, so thank you very much, all of you wonderful subscribers. So, now some of these, it's interesting, because some of these it says that I've read, but I haven't, and I don't know, maybe it's because when I open up the phone, it goes to the comment and I just come out of it, I don't know, but anyway. I did read this one. This one's from Midnight Skip, and it says, in about 30 years or so like that, thanks mate, I needed that laugh. Maybe, just maybe, you could start a second GoFundMe for the scrapers. I thought that was funny. You're going to need them, I'm sure. But all jokes aside, I really wish I could be there to help you with that camper. And also, I wish the GoFundMe thing really happens. I'm dying to see that camper finished. Well, you know, so am I. I wish you all the luck with that project, mate, and I really hope there's lots of GoFunders out to help you where you go, and I guess you deserve it. Thanks, and take it easy. I replied, I said, thanks, Midnight. You know what? It takes as long as it takes, you know. And, you know, it's... Thank you very much, Mr. Midnight Skip, for that wonderful comment. Really appreciate that. Let's go next down in the line. We got, ProCat, just take your fuse out for 5 minutes. Thanks for the video. That is on a video of when I had my Renault Traffic. The diesel gauge, the fuel gauge, used to just stop reading. It used to read random things, and to fix that, what I used to do is take the battery off. Mostly just disconnect the battery and then reconnect it again. And I've decided that must be something that happens to loads of people. So I said, I made a video of it, and I said, this is what you have to do when the diesel gauge goes a bit erratic. Just disconnect the battery and then leave it a couple of minutes and connect it up again. Well, people are just replying to that video must have gone up a bit for some reason, because that video's been out there for years, man, like 5-6 years. And all of a sudden I'm getting loads of comments on that video, and people are just saying take the fuse out, which is true, you could just take the fuse out, but I decided I would just disconnect the battery. But taking the fuse out is exactly the same thing, doesn't really matter what you do. Anyway, let's go to the next one down on the line. That's when I tried to make a PSU. No 1B for me. No 1B for me. No, I don't know how that works. I personally would use some silicone cover up the hello, we got no commas. Personally, I would use some silicone, cover up the AC section and put some electric tape over it and call it a day. Well, the aim of the game was, I was trying to make an actual homemade PSU out of wood. I was going to encase one of those Chinese PSUs in a wood case with 2 dials on the front, some pickups on the front, some on the back, and an on and off switch, and paint it a nice colour and make a nice homebrew PSU. That was the plan, just for fun really, not for any particular purpose. I'd probably never even use it, but there you go. That was a little fun project I thought I would do, but never finished, just sitting on the bench out there now, half finished with a lawnmower on top of it. Okay, next down on the line we have 2009 ZX1. 2009 ZX1 says, what you said is so true. The reason they are hostile is because they know they are parasites living on the host and are nothing like us. They are using us. You need to show dominance over them. Once you do, they will shut up and stop. I'd tell them to go home, to be honest, if they don't like it, and see what their reactions are. Mr. 2009 ZX1. That comment is on a video that I done where I mentioned my new neighbours next door. I happen to be from Romania, and I mentioned that they are always shouting at each other, They're always on the phone. To be honest, I don't know what foreign people actually have to talk about on the phone. Just a general observation is that all foreign people, I mean, I've worked with people from literally probably around the world. South African people don't tend to be on the phone very often. Romanian people, Indian people, Greek people, what's the other one? Begins with a B. Oh man, I can't think what it is. I'm looking on the map now. I can't think what it is. It begins with a B and I can't think what it is now. Anyway, there's another country where there's a group of people that I've worked with and they're always on the phone. But I don't know what they have to talk about. It's like all day long on the phone. And they're walking around. They're just performing daily things, you know, going. And I'm like, who the hell have they got to talk to? And who the hell are they shouting at? But they're just loud, aren't they? And I mentioned that they were always walking up and down loud. You can hear them inside their house, all the doors shut, and you can still hear them shouting away on the phone. And I mentioned that I was washing my car on my drive, and the water was running down the drive and just happened to be running over there onto their property. And they didn't like that and they told me not to wash the car. Now, me being me, at that time, a lot of people would probably just say, oh, piss off, it's my drive, I don't want. But me being me, at that time, because I'm a nice person and I like to be nice, I said, okay, no problem. Let me finish now and I won't do it again. But in my head, I'm thinking I'm going to come up with a solution that is good for them and for me. A couple of plans that I've got is to put like a little fence, because you won't know unless I show you. But the way it runs down the drive, at the last minute, most of it does come on my drive. In fact, most of the rainwater comes on my drive because that's the way the drive is sloping. But there is a little bit what goes along and it slopes to their side. I was going to put like a little diversion there when I wash the car, just like a little piece of wood or bit of metal diversion, so the water runs down there and then it gets diverted down into my drain. Solution: they're not getting any water going on their garden and I get to wash my car. Lovely. Plenty of other little plans and solutions I've got in my head to try and, because I live next to them. They may be foreign and everyone's got their opinion, but I live next to them. I've got to live with them, so I've got to get on with them. It's as simple as that. They do intimidate me sometimes, not to a point where I'm literally like a shaking wreck going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's just, I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I'm English and we're in a very quiet neighbourhood, right? And all you can hear, even if you walk down the road and all you can hear is blah, 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 all the time, really, really loud. You know, and they stripped their house down and they're making it stick out like a sore thumb because we're in a nice quiet neighbourhood and they're putting all these modern gates and black windows and all sorts in. But at the end of the day, that is them. So I mentioned that, and I've had quite a few comments saying about them and I should stand up to them and all of this and all of that. But the trouble is, if I stand up to them and, you know, like I say, I live next to them, so I've got to get on with them. You know what I mean? Some people would probably be like, fuck them, you know, and argue. I don't want to argue with them. Got to live next to them. Their kid goes to school with my kid, so I've got to have some sort of friendly relationship. Just because otherwise life's just going to be hell. Having to live next to them, you know, having to take the kids to school. The kids, it just won't be good. So I've got to try and find some common ground between them, even though, you know, my opinion on the foreign part of them is irrelevant on YouTube. Okay. if we talk in person, if we meet, then we can discuss opinions on foreignness. But on YouTube, and for the sake of a friendly neighbour relationship, it's irrelevant. But yeah, that's that. Okie dokie then, you know, let's go next down on the list. Engine vids. Oh, another one, it looks like. I think, oh, that one's been removed. Mr. Engine vids, you removed your comment. Next one, Jamie. Oh, not Jamie. Do you know what? I hate that name. That name sometimes gets on my tits. Jimmy Dimitriou. Oh, I did reply to this one, I think. Sorry, it's turned into a big job, mate. £6,000 would not get you a good camper. There's always something needing fixing in motorhomes. None of the campers out there would need nothing done. The Talbots, I have a Symphony Express, are known for rot issues. Even a new 100k motorhomes have issues before they leave the dealer. Having a motorhome is a hobby, and hobbies tend to cost more money than you expect. I've welded some bits on mine and it needs more work this year. But my mobility is limited. Progress is painfully slow. Mine's on sawn on the drive. I need to sort the carburetor out and a few bits to get the MOT done. Ignore the neighbours. Good luck. Well, Mr. Jimmy, you know, I do beg to differ slightly. Mr. Jimmy, like I say, I do beg to differ a little bit there. I've looked around, and obviously when I was looking for that camper, and I'm not still looking now, but I still get, if I go on eBay now, or if I go on Gumtree or some other selling places, I still get adverts prompted to me for camper vans because I looked so much before. And there's loads of really nice looking and looking good camper vans out there for £6,000 and below. So I could get another one for less than £6,000, and there would be a chance that it would be okay. But as you very rightly pointed out, buying any caravan or camper van, there will be things need to be doing, and that is just the nature of buying something second hand. You could buy a second-hand radio or a second-hand amplifier. This one, by the way, is on test. I'm testing this one because it's an old vintage amplifier, which is why I've got a setup here and the matching meter, which I've calibrated and is now in full calibration. This is a 10 meter setup for a 10 meter application, ham radio setup, and it is working mint. Anyway, you could buy this and it could be working and you could think this looks brilliant. You get it home, 2 days later it stops working. It's second hand. You could go out and buy a car, you could go and look at it, it looks okay. You could check the engine, the oil for the head gasket, the water, you could check brakes, track rod ends, you could check exhaust leaks, you could check everything, the air conditioning works, you could check every single thing, and it's all great. And you drive down the road on a test drive and it is mint, and you think, fucking hell man, I've got a cracking deal here, I'm going to buy this. 2 weeks down the line, the air conditioning will stop working. You might notice there's a bit of a knock on the right hand side at the front. Track rod end slightly starting to wear. You know where I'm going with this. And then you might get them two repaired, and you go down the road another week later and you hear a and you think, what the bloody hell's that? And your exhaust is starting to blow just because a little bit of rust. It wasn't quite rusted enough on the test drive and the couple of weeks you had it, but then a little bit of rusted and it blew out, and now it's got to blow. It's how it is when you buy something second hand. So when I bought that camper van, I was fully 100% expecting to do things. In fact, when I looked at it, I knew things were going to need to be done. We needed to decorate a little bit. We needed to just do. I've done all the engine work, didn't I? I've still got to do some gearbox work. I tuned the carburetor. I've done the engine mounts. I've done all of that. I knew that there was going to be some leaks, because I'm not stupid. I know that there's going to be some leaks in it, and I know that there is a chance. I even had wood ready to do some repairs just in case. But you know, I didn't expect it to be the extent that it is, and that is a fact of life. Yeah, that is just the fact of life. You can do something like that, and that's just how it is. I'm not upset. I'm not disgruntled, and I'm not angry. I'm not nothing about it. It is what it is. I've actually spoken to the people that sold it to me, because we said that we were going to stay in touch, and I was sitting in it the other day doing a bit of work on that wall, and I thought about them and I sent them a message, and they've bought themselves a nice, really nice smaller camper van, an imported, forget what it was now, an imported one from Japan, I think. and they had it converted into a camper van, a little one, little van type one, and they're really happy. I sent them some. They asked me how the other one, my one is. I sent them some photographs and said, well, to be honest, it's rotten, and it was rotten when I bought it from you. Simple as that. And they were really apologetic, and they said sorry, and etc, etc. So maybe they knew about it when they sold it to me. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. But to be honest, I bought it on my own. You know, it's my responsibility. So there you go. It is how it is, and it won't be done this year. It won't be done next year. And it won't be done the year after, and it won't be done for a long time because I don't have the means to. It's going to be a slow, chipping away progress unless I can find a company that would do it cheap enough where I can afford to actually get them to help me along with it. But it is what it is, you lot. Thanks for your support on the videos. Okie dokie, so we got the next one down. Where are we? Jimmy. Oh, that's the same comment. I live in Essex and would help if I'm more able-bodied. There's nothing better than taking something broken, seeing it, value in it, and fixing it better than you. All the best. Yeah, same comment. I didn't read the one down below there. Sorry about that, Mr. Jimmy. That is 100% true. You see what you've got. You see the value in it. You respect it. You know, and then you fix it up, and it'll be better than it was when it was new. That is the way to go. Next one we've done. We've got Mr. Chucky. Hello there, Mr. Chucky. How you doing? Whoa, that's a mess, mate. I know. I know, mate. I know it is a bit of a mess. We're on about the camper van again. The subject is going to be on the camper van. I said, don't know, mate. Must have been the Billy Goat Gruff. And Mr. Chucky said, can't your neighbour do something more constructive like help? Instead of moan, you asked Chippy for a quote. The floor can be... Yeah, man. No, I didn't ask neighbours for help. Don't want any help from the neighbours. Thank you very much. I'm perfectly capable of doing that on my own without any help from them neighbours. So, then the next one down, Bonnie. Hello there, Bonnie. It must be a woman, I suppose, Bonnie. This is a long old comment. What have we got here? Yeah. I think you've realised now that the job is well beyond DIY unless you have previous experience at campervan refurbishment. £6,000 does seem a fair price for the work involved. At least it would be done and you'll have some guarantee warranty. And you should be able to get away this year with the family at some point, providing there isn't a backlog of campers needing repairs. Nothing worse than having nuisance neighbours who think they own the street. If you're doing nothing wrong, that affects them. Hold your head up high and get on with your business. Don't let them feel they can intimidate you. I know, Bonnie, I know. Yeah. Well, you know, as Bonnie says, you know, to be honest, that camper van that I've got is not beyond DIY capabilities. The main issue that I've got is the amount of space. Trying to do it on a cramped driveway, you know, you can just about get around the camper, you know, and if I wanted to open up the back door to get in and out easier, I'd have to move it forward, and it's then in the road, you know, the front of it's in the road, blocking the footpath, blocking the road. You know, it's all very well, I can park it there on my driveway, you know, but trying to do work there and trying to strip it down, take walls out and whatever, that is the problem. If I had a big open, to be honest, what I would, ideally, this is where a professional setup would come in handy. I need a big workshop, yeah, covered up, dry, because then I can take windows out, I can take walls out. I don't have to worry about doing it all up again. I can just leave it all open because it wouldn't matter. The way that it is at the moment, any work that I do, I need to allow about an hour to tidy up afterwards, and I need to keep in mind that I need to keep it sealed, yeah, because if it's gonna, that's pissing down right now. It's just started raining. I was going to go out there after I film this and do a bit to it, but I can't now because I need to take the windows out, and it's all going to get soaking wet, even worse in there. That is the problem. If I had enough space, I would be able to do that in no time whatsoever. I guarantee it. I'd be able to just strip the whole thing, completely gut the whole camper, yeah, because I'd be able to take everything out. At the moment, I've got nowhere to put anything, no space. That's why I'm having to do it bit by bit, because I'm having to take stuff from the back, walls, units, toilets, put it at the front, repair the back, then I've got to take the toilet, the wall and everything, put it back in the back, and then I can work on the front and put the stuff in the front, put it in the back, and that is why. okay? If, like I just said, if I had enough space, a dry area outside, or a lean-to, or a warehouse, a workshop, a barn, something where I could literally just park it in the middle of there, take the windows out, take the stuff from inside and put it outside the camper van and, you know, lay it around somewhere, lean it up against the wall, whatever. And I'd have a completely gutted camper van. I could work on the whole lot. I'm capable of it. I know I'm capable of it. I'm not blaming my tools, but I'm just saying that is the reason. And, you know, I could literally gut the whole thing. I could take walls out. It wouldn't matter if it rained because we'd be undercover. And I could take my time on it as well. And that's that. But I don't have that. That is the trouble. And a lot of the things I do take on. You know, I've always made do in the past. My cars, I've taken engines out. Turbos, engines, axles, gearboxes, clutches. Everything you can think of on cars, I always do myself on the driveway with axle stands and jacks. I'll do everything myself. Pistons, turbos. The only one time I got a company to do something was the clutch on my Land Rover Discovery, because the gearbox is incredibly heavy. I had no friends to help me, and last time I nearly died because it fell out and went on my neck like that. And I thought, well, fuck this, I'm going to go and get a company to do it. They fucked it up. I had to go to another company to get them to get a quote to repair the damage the first company done, and then I had to get that second company to do it because the bank wouldn't give me my money back from the damage what the first company done. If I did the work myself, I had to get a company to do the work, and then the bank would give me the money back. So I got a free clutch and everything, but I had to get a second company to do it, and that was a mistake. That's the whole reason why I always do work myself, because I don't trust companies. Anyway, you lot, I think that's enough comments for today. Enough talking. This is probably a bloody long video, because I do talk a lot. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, I hope you lot have had a wonderful bank holiday weekend. It's now Saturday morning, and did you have a street party? We had a street party down our street. We went down there, didn't really have a lot to talk about. My son's not very well, so we stayed for a little bit, but then because my son's not very well, he's coughing and coughing and coughing. He's got a cough, bless him. He didn't sleep all night last night. I didn't sleep all night last night because I'm up with him. He's coughing. You know, didn't do nothing last night. But we had a street party. It was alright, it was all good, and I hope everybody's happy. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Saturday morning, one more day off work. Have a brilliant weekend, you lot. I'll catch you later on.